I was doing my Qigong exercises today, I had the most beautiful visualization that gave me such a warm feeling in my heart that I wanted to share it with you. Hi, I'm Mary Peterson Cook of Mary Peterson Cook Ventures, and I am a parenting and homeschooling coach and mentor. I help parents break those generational traumas so they can parent from connection and effective communication. I do this using my parenting from connection framework and human design. If you're ready to start that journey or you're looking for help on the journey you're on, please check out the description below where I will link my Parenting from Connection community membership. Now, today I was doing my Qigong. So I have had so many health issues lately. It's kind of scary. It's one of the reasons why I haven't posted a lot because I have just been trying really hard to get some things done and get it out of the way. And one of the ways that I have been taking care of myself lately is by making sure that at least 5 days a week I'm doing Qigong. So if you don't know anything about Qigong, it stems from the Chinese culture. It is something that I saw nonstop when I lived in Hong Kong. So when I would be on my way to school in the morning, if you don't know, I used to teach in Hong Kong. I would see all of these elderly people out on the streets just walking and doing their qigong, and I was always like, what is this? But it looked like it felt good, and I always was like, oh man, I wish I could just join that, but like I was too afraid at that time. But last summer I realized I needed to do stuff. Like I was hurting again, and so I just went and searched for it online. And I'm so glad I did. It helped a lot. But then I moved back to Florida for the winter, and it just felt really awkward, and I just let that be an excuse and didn't do it. Well, like I said, lately I've been having a lot of health issues, including blood circulation and whatnot. And you know what? Qigong is all about circulating the blood, circulating the energy. And so I've been doing it, and it feels so good, especially on my lower back. I do a lot for my lower back as well. Anyway, all that to say, he said a couple of things before this last training I was doing, right? Or this last exercise. And it was about healing. And one of the things that I took away was that exercise is healing. Healing is exercise. I'm just throwing that out there. That has nothing to do with today, but I thought, you know what, it meant something to me. Maybe it will mean something to you. The other part, the part that I really want to talk about today, was this idea. He was talking about that when he lifts his hands and lowers his hands, like he imagines it's his father, his ancestors, like moving with him. And I had to pause it right there because I'm going to do it again. I had this visualization come to me that it was way more than exercise, that it was our journey in breaking all of these cycles that they might have started or at least perpetrated, right? That come from them. And I was just like, whoa, what if they are, or at least what if I just imagine and visualize my ancestors cheering me on and being right there with me and being like, this is good. Yes. Keep this up. Thank you. What if they're saying thank you for breaking these chains that they could not? You know, and it made me tear up. I had to immediately like do a little voice memo to myself so I could remember it because that's another reason why I haven't gotten a lot of things out lately because I have a lot of great ideas but no time to write them down and then I forget. But I had to share it with you because I think that will be a really powerful statement for you to kind of visualize each day as you are hitting obstacle after obstacle, especially in your current family of origin. Because our worldly family oftentimes will not understand what we're doing, especially if they have not done any healing and you are doing the opposite of them. Because you're basically saying, oh, you were wrong, right? At least that's how they interpret it. They don't interpret it as we know better, do better. They interpret it as I hated you as a parent, and what you're doing or what you did was wrong, and I now want nothing to do with you and what in it. Even though that's not what you're saying at all, oftentimes. It's just we know better, we do better, we're learning, we're growing, and we're continuing on. In fact, my mom said something to me when I was about 15, 16. What was it? That she has broken some cycles, some of those generational traumas, but I will continue to break them. She doesn't, we had a conversation about a year ago. She doesn't remember any of that. She remembers the conversation that we had, but she remembers a completely different part of it. But for me, that is the one part of the discussion that I remembered. And I feel like I internalized and really stuck with me when and came out when I became a parent. And so oftentimes our parents may be like fighting against what we're doing. But if we think about our ancestors and our whole family lineage and how like maybe we are breaking like one little thing at a time and one little thing at a time, how impactful that can be. And if we can visualize our family of origin healing from us doing this healing, like even those who have passed and gone, maybe it is in some way healing for them too. And I'm not getting into religious beliefs here. This is just a visualization kind of thing. Even though this idea of our ancestors impacting us for generations is in a lot of religions. And it also is a part of epigenetics, which is a scientific study of how behaviors and environment can change the way that genes work. But it's also reversible. So what has happened from our ancestors and to our ancestors can be affecting us now. But because we are breaking cycles, we are healing that and not passing that down any further. We can change that. And that whole idea, sorry, we're crying again. That our neuroplasticity can not only pass on trauma but pass on healing just blew me away. So I wanted to share this with you so that you can use this in your own practice. Maybe every morning before you get up and start dealing with the chaos of the day, you can think to yourself, I am healing all the generations. The work will not end with me. Your kids will also continue on this process. So that also gives you some grace to not be perfect. I loved that from my mom, and I feel like my mom did a lot of things wrong. She did a lot of things right. But that statement to me has given me so much grace in my parenting, and I don't think I've realized it until just now. Because not only has it given me grace in my parenting, it's given all my clients grace in their parenting when I tell them this. Because when you think about you have all this baggage that you didn't ask for from your ancestors, kind of like when family dies and you get left all their junk, right? You have to go through it. So you currently, right now, are going through all of the junk that got left. But there's also some beautiful moments too. There's some beautiful aspects of your family. Sometimes you have to look really hard. It's like layered under a lot of grime and dust and junk. But there are beautiful moments. Thinking of this analogy, and maybe if you visualize this before you start your day, it will help put you in the right frame of mind. So just kind of close your eyes, take a deep breath in, slow breath out, close your eyes, and just visualize. You have been left with this trash of a house, maybe. Or maybe, it's not so bad. You didn't come from such a horrible background. It's just you wanted to change some things. So it's a fairly nice house, but there's some rooms that are trashy, right? Like maybe that's a little bit of a hoarder here or there. Either way, you have to clean this house out. And there are a lot of things in this house that you don't want. And depending on your family of origin, it could be a huge job you're doing or it could just be a normal house you have to clean out. Either way, you have to go through. And so just visualize yourself going through room by room and literally throwing out, like, maybe envision this giant dumpster outside that you were just tossing it out, like this physical action of, this does not serve this house. This does not belong in this house. Get rid of this. Visceral reaction for me. And then you can go and find the beautifulness. I loved our family Christmas morning. That is something I want to save and cherish and pass down. So just like when somebody passes away, when our ancestors, family, grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, whatever it is, pass away, and we have to go through all their belongings, they have also given to us, before they pass away, a lot of emotional, mental, intellectual baggage, some of which is beautiful and we want to keep. And some of it is not. And we need to get rid of it. So this idea of our ancestors moving through with us and healing from our own actions. I mean, if you think of somebody like a hoarder who really struggled to get rid of anything and suffered such emotional issues from that, but then being able to see you easily, like, just, this is not serving our family. What if that's an emotional release for them too? Like, just, again, it doesn't have to be literal. We're visualizing, we're feeling those feelings and experiencing what that might be like for them if they were here with us. And taking some peace from that and realizing that we're going to be okay. You know what? If you have a hoarder's house that you're dealing with, you may not finish it in your generation. And that is okay. Because you have done a load of work for your kids and you have reduced the amount of work that they have to do to heal, to get that house back in order. I know that this feels like maybe it wasn't all connected. It may feel a little jumpy. But at the end of the day, what I really want you to take from this is you're doing amazing work. At the end of the day, you are affecting your child's DNA and your grandchildren's DNA and your great-grandchildren's DNA. You are affecting their habits, their beliefs, and who they are, what the world is. You're helping them understand their emotions. There's so much that you're doing when you're breaking generational cycles. And if you can take a moment to just visualize how proud your ancestors will be, how healed they would be, maybe that will hit you like it hit me. Maybe it won't. But at the end of the day, I want you to be proud of yourself. Just the way I think our ancestors are proud of us. For breaking those cycles that maybe they couldn't. Maybe they wanted to, they saw it, but they just couldn't figure out how. Maybe they were too repressed themselves to get out of that victim mentality to do something about it. But you are. And so, kudos to you. If you are struggling on this journey, or you just want to start this journey and don't know where to start, you need to figure out how to get your husband on board, how to talk with him, how to talk to your kids, how to have effective communication and healthy conflict resolution, then please come and join my Parenting from Connection community. I will link it below. If you want more one-on-one support, I also have either a week-long program where we do your human design and do the human design of your children and your spouse if able, or we have a month-long family foundation intensive that we go through, and like, you have unlimited access to me through voice and video chat, and we knock it out. You don't have to worry about like scheduling a time. It's not like a therapist thing where you have to have like an hour of quiet time. You talk to me whenever you need to, and then I get back to you as soon as I can. So that is also available to you. I will link all of that down below. So I hope you have a great day. Please take time to sit in this thought, ruminate on it, figure out how this makes you feel. Take the parts that work for you and leave the rest. I would love to hear from you and hear about what parts of this really resonated with you, what your thoughts are on this whole idea of healing our past and healing our future, and any other thoughts that you may have in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like and ring that little bell so that you know when I post a next video. All right? Have a great day, and remember, stay connected.